was first starting doing things in my hometown, and as I started to go to other cities, I just did what I could do.
Right.
Rather than what wasn't happening, or why I wasn't getting a job, or why someone didn't hire me, or why wasn't I doing that? I said, what can I do? So I would knock on doors. Can I put on a show for you? Can I choreograph something for your fashion?
Did you really do
that? Oh
that?
yeah, I would go to
Oh
clubs.
my goodness,
I'd go to clothing lines, nightclubs. People putting on events.
Good for you. Are you listening?
Oh yeah, I did not spend time
going like, I love it.
I've
never heard anybody doing that. That's awesome.
Instead of going like, why am I not doing this, and why am I not on the show, and he's not that good, and how do you get that, and why am I not doing that? It's like, what can you do? There's 1,000. Now, if you want to get paid every time top dollar, well, maybe you got to wait. But I was like, I did I did hundreds of things for free because I didn't care, and I wasn't. That wasn't my motive. Right. I was like, I want to do things. And at the end of the day, the $100 you get or the $500 you get in the beginning isn't the big deal. You know, you might have to have a second job, whatever. But you're working yourself out. You're finding yourself out, and so I really
you're growing. You're stretching. Anytime that you can work with a different person, it's a learning experience.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. I don't mind if things get real and dark or whatever, but I like it leading towards hope.
Yes.
And if there's something there, and that's me. I'm not gonna leave it just being, well, it's hopeless.
Yeah, exactly.
So in that way, as I started to work on stuff I did with the Groovaloos and different shows, because of that, and great people that were very supportive of me, producers that supported me and they would recommend me, and because of relationships,
absolutely,
I started to choreograph some shows, some theater shows here in Los Angeles for Reprise Theater, working with Jason Alexander, who was the artistic director at the time, Billy Porter, Susie Dietz, a lot of great Tony Award-winning people.
Yeah. Amazing.
Just amazing. And what I learned, though, which was great, was working with them, which launched me into going to New York when I got to work with Des McAnuff, who does Jersey Boys. And I didn't choreograph Jersey Boys, but from him I choreographed one of his main new shows, and then associate choreographed one of his something went to Broadway with him. Worked with great other choreographers and that. One thing I loved about the process was, what I loved about working with them, and maybe it's the theater world that was that brought that on more than others, is that once you're in the room, the title, they don't care. Yeah. So my title was choreographer. They were the director, lighting designer, set designer, wardrobe, all down the line, right? Special effects, etc., etc. But once you're in the room, then your title doesn't matter. The fact that I'm the choreographer, but I give a producing idea, doesn't mean I'm now a producer and get a producing credit. I don't want it. I don't need. They want you to be free. You're in the room now. You're in the room.
It's collaborating now. And it's all all about let's work together to create this beautiful thing, right?
Yeah. Awesome. And funny enough, when I'm working with talking about relationships, years ago I choreographed this little thing for a TV show that Charles Randolph Wright directed in Vancouver, Canada, that he just remembered me from, and then he had me do another thing for him years later. So then when he got this big opportunity to work in Motown, he called me. That's how it happened. Now, I didn't end up going to Broadway because of a conflict of schedule, but I worked on the workshops, and in that process, again, what I just loved with working with him was the idea that once you're in there, then you're giving, and you're not worried about what you're doing. Now, I understand the challenge with, I don't want to say it's only in LA because that wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, no.
And I know it's important for dancers to not be abused and totally be ripped off and all that.
Of course.
But the challenge becomes here more often is that when you come to LA, you'll book a commercial, you'll book a video that pays you more than you were used to getting paid.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then so it becomes, well, I got to book this other thing. And then you realize that there is dollars involved, that it's important to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's easier here because it's individual stuff. You're doing a video, you're doing a commercial, you're playing a part in a movie.
Yeah. And there are just a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, so more opportunities for you, yourself, to get the booking.
That's right. So we love you badly.
Thank you for having me.
It's been such
Thank
a pleasure. I cannot wait to bring you back on the show. There's so much more for us to learn. I mean, this man is incredible.
I'm just Bradley. Who are you? Be sure to follow my girl at www.jossieharris.com.